So it's that time again, attackers. We've got a long list, an absolute monstrous list of attackers as well. There is a lot to cover as we go through this. So we're going to start from kind of like low to high now. There is a lot of strikers now that don't really come into it, to be fair. Like we look at someone like a Watkins now, and then you look at some of the players that were definitely a starter. They were very good in week one, maybe even just the first few days. Now we're into it. Realistically, how many people do use a Watkins? If you need coins in FC25, lootbar.gg has you covered. They are the cheapest trading platform on the game, 8 to 10% cheaper than any others, 8% off if you use the code JT11 at the end at checkout, plus you get 5% extra on coins. With the fastest delivery system going, used by many FC25 creators such as Zorky, Manny Plus, and even Pro owners. So if you need any coins, head over to lootbar.gg, make sure JT11's in the promo code, and hopefully you enjoy. The big thing with this year especially is the rate in which a team is growing is massive. The amount of Sons, Griezmanns, Mbappes, Neymar, Vinny's that I've seen in literally the past week is outrageous. Like the teams are just going up there. Now, it's not to say that you can't use some of these lower players. These are just in proportion. Compared to a Watkins versus an R9, it's always going to be a gulf in class. I don't think that's really too surprising to know, but it's interesting to see a lot of these kind of lower players now not necessarily having that much of a field to play on. Even a St. Max, like, to be fair to him, he's got the technical, the playstyle plus, the role plus is going to have a massive factor on a card now. The technical is not necessarily a big one for me, but I do think he's slightly better on the wing than everybody else there. We see Thuram, literally at the start of the game, he was the guy. Like he was the person up front. Him, Danjuma, absolutely incredible. Literally the only one left now is the midfielder Thuram, more so than anything. So it's kind of already going down to that point where they're pretty much just becoming either super subs or really non-existent. Like I think Yamal's in form, not really that great. To be honest, I don't think his 86s either. When you look at the SBC, and I know this isn't necessarily anything to do with cost. When it comes to cost, I will show you the SBC on Mondays. When it comes to these, it's all about performance. And realistically, at a 4-star, 3-star, left foot, 88, 82, 83, 88, 70 composure, unfortunately for me, that it's not good enough. And obviously, he's going to upgrade. Maybe it's a little bit more harsher, and I'd probably go with the 86 in the A because realistically, it is slightly better than the Inform at least. But, I mean, even then, it's not necessarily a great deal. Yamal's pretty much going to be massively upgraded on evolutions, and then when he does get a proper special card. Nico Williams with a Rapid Plus, I still think, to be fair to him, he probably comes in around the A plus if anything. I think Danjuma now would be very much like Thuram, just pretty much in the average category. We've obviously got Super Sub for the Liga Ref lady. Chiesa, again, very much like Nico Williams. He's okay, but he's not necessarily the biggest star in there. Rafinha, now he's dropped down in price, is way better. Again, a lot of these cards are now verging on free cards and then in evolutions as well, which is just nuts in itself. But realistically, it's pace and dribbling, so it isn't going to be that crazy of a card based on just that alone. And to be fair, the big reason why a lot of these would go into the Bs now is we are getting a lot of special cards as well. That is the big thing, is we're already getting now cards with playstyle pluses, a lot with roll plus upgrades, weak foot skill move upgrades. It's where I'm kind of thinking, well, they are pretty standard when we're looking at it. We look at the 86 for him. To be fair for Nico, not much of a difference either. And this is the big thing that we're getting with a lot of cards across the board, is realistically you're paying 576 for a 1 upgrade. Now, obviously, when the card did come out, Nico Williams was about 100, 200k. So it's kind of a fair enough that, yes, at the time, he was just as close in profit, but we knew that there's always a potential of an upgrade for him, but then also we knew that the gold is going to drop down. Hence why at the start, I'd just say, just wait for the gold to drop down, to be honest with you. We've still got quite a few decent ones. Obviously, Robbie Keane, I absolutely love him. I think he's a cracking striker. Now, obviously, Power Shot, Finesse, Travella are still very viable and very mechanically broken at times. Playstyle pluses, so that's always going to have a big factor. Rapid Plus this year, I think it's very good. Wouldn't say it's as good as Quickstep. Let me know down below what you think about that, but I do think the Quickstep is slightly better this year. It could just be a change in pace. Maybe we see a little bit more dribbling going on with everybody and it does change. Waran would definitely go up into the S. Beasley, it would probably be around about a Nico for me. I don't think he's necessarily crazy, but the 3-star skill move, as well as then just a rapid, it doesn't excite me in any way, really. We got a few of the Trailblazers. I'd go with both of them kind of there. The power shot's kind of definitely holding him off there, but 3-star weak foot, again, there's so many options. So many options this year. Penda, I think, would go into an A. He's kind of just one-trick pony with his pace and obviously power. Pulisic, very good card. I think this is a very underrated card in my opinion. For some reason, he's just always very statted across the board, like 91 pace, 85 shooting, 82 passing, 88 dribbling. Yes, the physicality's not as much there, but for an 86 rated card, I'd say that's some pretty decent stats across. Obviously, people are going to go for the Hunter just to max out the pace. Second one on there is a Hawk or an Engine. So if you whack the Hunter on him, 98, 91. You go with the Hawk, 95, 91, 71. Or the, what do we say, Engine. Engine would give him 95, 87, 92. It's a 90 rated right wing or left wing. Obviously, when you look at the gold card as well, like 88, 82, 78, 86, for an 83 rated card, is actually not terrible. Now, obviously, he's 254,000, so he's a decent price across the board, but I'd say he's one to really have a look at, to be honest. We then got a few of the other ones that are coming in, just very standard. Really liked Sesko. I think he's a wonderful striker. If he can manage to get any playstyle plus, any Evo on this version of him, fantastic. Before he obviously gets another one. Diaz is a funny one because Diaz has been absolutely mutilated with his 87. Like, obviously, he's got his 86. It's a great card. Good pace, good dribbling, shooting, passing, coming up a little bit. And then he goes and gets the technical plus. It's such a shame for him because it's a very well-balanced card there. Good dribbling, good pace, shooting goes up a little bit, passing as well. He's slowly getting there, but technical, unfortunately, is not going to put you in that top category, in my opinion. It just isn't the card that you want, really. We then have Rafinha's 86. Again, like we said with his base version, he was very much kind of just a really nice standard right mid as the 84. We then progressed to his inform, 400,000, so a pretty hefty price for a double upgrade, to be honest. Still a 4-4, no playstyle plus. I'm surprised he's that expensive, in my opinion. Now, obviously, you can go with the Power Shot Plus with the evolution, so whether that's having any impact, I don't know when it personally came out, so it looks like it could have dropped him up a little bit here, but I feel like it was kind of around about here that the evolution came out. So whether it has had that much of an impact. Then we did get the SBC. Again, like Diaz, tiki-taka. Why? Like, absolutely why? As a winger, fair enough, it's better than nothing. That's probably the only kind of saving grace. Tiki-taka is better than the technical for if you don't use the technical sprinting like me. So obviously it's better than nothing, but it's just for 650,000. It's a hefty price to pay for a card that is good. Is good, but I wouldn't really go too much past that. When you're gonna look at the rest of these cards, there isn't necessarily a great deal from them. Rodman, quite a few cards. Obviously, we're going up with the 86s. Obviously, the 87's going to be putting up there. Kvaratskhelia is exactly the same. 5-star, 5-star on all of them, from his gold card all the way up to his inform, his player of the month, and then the Trickster Plus on his 89. Again, whether I'd go as an S for that, I really don't think. I'd probably go... To be fair, I reckon probably all of them there. The 5-5 is so hard to come by now. That's kind of where we're going with it. Smolarek, good striker. El Jabba, definitely with a finesse, but he's kind of coming in a little bit less than what I'm kind of hoping for. Hernandez is now pretty much in the bin. Govu, a little bit better of a striker, same as Robbie Keane. And then obviously Solskjaer coming in with the finesse shot. Again, more of a broken playstyle plus. We then throw in a bit of Liao. Unbelievable. I do want to see what is he actually coming in at. We got him in at 340 now, so slightly coming down, very, very slightly. Like he was about 440, so he's had a little bit of a drop off, nothing too crazy. Compared to Teo's 4.32, he's got to be... let's go 1 month. I mean, he is coming down. I didn't realise he was over 560. Wow. What's Mbappe coming in at, actually? Because I'm just interested to see where the gold market's at. Like 3.5, he's definitely come down a solid amount. Like, I'm pretty sure a couple weeks back, I got him at like 3.9 to 3.8. So he has come down massively in this. Dembele, absolutely love. Obviously, the gold's going to be a little bit worse off than the Inform, and then obviously the Trailblazer. Trailblazer is where has he gone? Actually, no, he's in A plus. Definitely in that sort of range. 5.5 again, rapid plus on all of them. He's an outrageously good winger, especially if you just want a winger as well. To be fair, I didn't realise how many strikers we've got, so let's kind of have a little bit more of a run through a bit quicker now. So obviously, big boy Benz. Not really feeling this card, to be honest. I think the Inform might just scrape up into the A, but no play star plus is going to kill him off a little bit. Rodrigo now, I'd say, is coming down a bit more. CR7's base. Oh, Power shot's probably going to keep him going. Obviously, the 89 is unbelievable. Diaz on the other side, for me, is still going to be... probably say with his Inform as well. I don't think I'd go anything more than that. I don't know if I can't move them out. Guriassi, I don't know what this card really is, to be honest. Chip shot plus, nothing really crazy from him, to be honest. We then got Hemp, decent in the A plus. Same with Aspas. Barcola's normal player of the month, I really didn't like. I think the pricing's terrible as well, but I didn't like him. A plus for his UCL. Doku's definitely coming down a bit more. Jota would be the same. Muriel, I think he's very much a one-trick pony. Without a playstyle plus, is just not there in my opinion. McManaman would be about the right. Harry Q would be the A+. Brolin would be with the Smolarek and Govu. Ian Wright, who have I got in there? It's Chip Shot Plus, 4-star, 3-star. Or 3-4, in fact. I'd probably go around there now. Perez would be in an A+ now. Zola's got to be in the S, really. I'd say Barnes is an interesting one because I like the card and I think he's decent, but I mean, he's not as crazy as the price does suggest. Like last time I checked, he was the icon I got out of my pack. I'm pretty sure he's still about 478, so still a big price. Obviously Torres comes in at the top. Berbatov would be more into an A as well. Cole, I'd say A+. Neymar is obviously going into the S. Gold card is pretty fodder, to be honest, at this point. He is a 5.5 as well, which always adds a bit of a bonus, but that's kind of where he goes. Sonny Baby is all the way up. Saka is always just terrible. I don't know what they get wrong with Saka, just as like a side note. He's just never top of the pile. Like even the gold card. When you look at Pulisic, that's what I mean. Like this is an 87 base. And then you've got a single upgrade, with a couple of 2 times, a lot of them being 1. There's no need for the card. There's no playstyle plus. He's a 4-star, 3-star. He should be better. Should be way, way better. Swanson, I'd go with Rodman. I'd go 1 under for the gold. And then I'd probably go at least into the A+ with the lovely card. Rutter would do the same. I think Garnacho's there. Peugeot is definitely down from the S now. Ollie, obviously, with his upgrade was fantastic. We then have Eden Hazard. We have Adama. Now, Adama, in terms of what you pay efficiency-wise for him, is unbelievable. The first season, the return rate you can get from him is outrageous. But I would say he's all run, no bite. Like, he cannot finish whatsoever. He gets a couple of chances in, obviously just keeps sprinting, but he is a fantastic card. Like, a nostalgic vibe for him. He possibly could be the next purple card I go for. Enzo would be A+. Tevez would bring himself up, and I'd say Forlan as well. Milito, to be honest, he'd be in the A. I really think he's just bog standard this year. Van Persie would be more A+. Closer, it's unbelievable. That aerial plus is just sailing him through. Future would be the same. Ribery would be the same. Gomez, how much is he coming in at now? I know he's just not quite it, to be honest. 45,000 kind of speaks volumes to me, to be honest. The power header's not terrible, but it's not the greatest also. We obviously then have Di Natale. Rooney, obviously, with a power shot as well. crazy. Same with Shevchenko, but he's a little bit less in kind of it. Nedved with the power shot is just nuts as well. Owen, very much like Ian Wright, to be honest. He's kind of got that pace, but we're seeing past that now. Big boy Bex, I think I'd probably say A plus for our right wing. He's got technical ability. He is due an SBC apparently, or is due a Centurion's icon at the minimum. So that's going to be very interesting to see. Well, obviously I've got a bit of Greasy. Would say the gold's coming down a little bit more. Then we've got Messi. Now Messi's just unbelievable because I realised the price of his gold card is coming in at 18,500 coins. I don't think for the past 10, 20 years that we've had Messi that he's been under 30k, because he's always had like a 91, 92, so the value has always been at least a 30k. So this is just crazy to see, to be honest. And I do think the card's still very good. He may not be at his best, but I think when you look at the 90, obviously he's absolutely up there. When he gets a better Playstyle Plus, will be much, much better as well. But it's Messi. In-game, he's got his own body type. His dribbling's fantastic. He will be up there with the best of them. We've obviously got Lawan. To be honest, I do like his total rush and his player of the month. Gold card, pretty bog standard, as we know. I'd probably go more of an A, just purely on rating sort of view there. Then we've obviously got his inform. It would be about the same as his A. Nothing really crazy of an upgrade there either. Pichion, A plus. Bale. Now I've got to decide, to be honest, who goes in the top category. I think Bale would probably be one of my first ones in there. We then obviously have Papin coming in at the 4-star, 3-star. Voller, brilliant striker. Even with the chip shot, he's just unbelievable at getting forward. Hugo Sanchez. We then got big boy Drogba and Eto'o. I'd even say Morientes. If you've used Closer, like Closer is exactly the same sort of mechanics. As long as you got the aerial plus on him, you are absolutely laughing with him. Nistelrooy would be coming in more of an A now, really. He doesn't offer much. Same as Bergkamp, to be fair. He just doesn't get it right, unfortunately. Now, obviously, you could argue maybe A+, but I'm being brutal with these. Figo is an easy A+. We'd then look at Stoichkov in the S, obviously. Shearer would go down with, obviously, the Ian Wrights and the Owens. Then we've got Sophia Smith, incredible. Salah's gold, I'm not entirely sold, even with the upgrade only being 1+. It just seems to have a little bit more flair about him. Obviously, he's got the finesse with both of them. I wouldn't necessarily say either of them are going to be in the S+, but he definitely could get there. He really could get there. We've got Martinez's both forms, I'd say, are probably around that A+. Same as, obviously, Pop there. We've obviously then got a little bit of Morgan. Fantastic SBC. Smith, unbelievable striker. She will definitely go in the S. She's a little gem, to be honest with you. You won't really notice it. Alvarez would obviously be there. Del P, it's quite an easy one now where you just know where the players are. For the 2-star weak foot, Rivaldo cannot be in that S. Raul would obviously put himself in. I'd go Sammy Kerr more to an A+. Hansen, to be honest, I'd probably go even both of them. As a right wing, she's one of my favourites. I think the only people that kind of come close in a right wing would be the likes of Jarzinho and Bale. I think Garrincha is there, but I'd say he's kind of under them three at the minimum. And I wouldn't say if Salah's not there, if Best is not there, Garrincha's definitely got to be in the S rather than the S+. Obviously, every version of Vinny's going to be absolutely nuts, as you can imagine. And then we also have the Ronaldinhos of the world in terms of left wing. You can obviously put an Mbappe left wing, an Henry left wing, so there is more than just one option. But I think when you're looking at left wings, Vinny, Ronaldinho, maybe even Chuck and Neymar in there. I just think Vinny and Ronaldinho do have that little bit of an edge at the moment. We do have the two Mbappes. I think that one's pretty obvious. Same as the Pele, R9 and Cruyff. I'd go as far to say, to be honest, I'd go Eusebio, Ham, Puskás, and also Henry in there as well. I think as strikers, they are my favourite. We've utilised all of them, and they all have that winning mentality. Like, you can use a Son, and he's absolutely fantastic. But the difference from an Mbappe, a Puskás, a Ham, they win games without even trying half of the time. Mbappe just bursts through. He just gets the ball and it just goes. Whereas like your Haalands, he has it. He definitely has it. But it's just not as comfortable in my opinion. So I think they are very good. but I'd say that they're kind of just okay with it. Prinz with the aerial plus, very much the same as obviously Closer and Morientes, but a little bit smaller, so not having that big impact in comparison. And then pretty much the rest do right themselves. I think Van Basten would go down one more, and I think the lovely upgrade for UCL Kane would definitely trump the kind of bottom two as well. Now that is going to be the list. It is a big old list for them. Let me know down below what you think. I'm going to zoom out a little bit more, starting from the bottom all the way up. Let me know your favourite strikers, your wingers, and hopefully you did enjoy. And I'll catch you all later for some more content. Peace.